Um, Playing the game of basketball, who did you idolize from a pro standpoint? Um, was it anybody in particular?
My favorite player growing up was Gary Payton. We don't play nothing alike, but just his tenacity and what he brought to the game. He brought a flair to the game. He went hard all the time. He never backed down. So I took those aspects of his game because sometimes when you say your favorite player, everybody believes you should play like them, but that's not necessarily true. Sometimes you take the intangibles and what they offer, and like I say, his tenacity and just how hard he went is something I looked at. The player I felt like I played most like and sometimes mimic my game was Mike Bibby. I thought we did a lot of things similar. He wasn't super athletic, but he used the ball screen really well. He could shoot it, and he was a really good ball handler. Obviously Michael Jordan, man, you can't grow up in Chicago and not like Michael Jordan. So he was always great. Another player that I looked up to as well was John Stockton. He was a great point guard, just the things he did, and sometimes he don't even get enough credit for being a defender and leading in assists. But obviously now, man, I'm a Kobe Bryant fan. To me, he's the closest thing we'll ever see to Michael Jordan, and the way he dominates both sides of the ball and just his IQ. I really look at players' IQ because a lot of people can play the game, but it's can you think the game and think in between the lines, and just a lot of decisions he makes is why I feel he's the best player, and that means a lot to me. Like I say, man, I look at not only athletic ability, but how you think the game, how you play.
Okay. What has the game of basketball done for Gary Patterson?
It's done a lot. It's opened up a lot of relationships. It's let me meet a lot of people. It's let me travel to pretty much every state in the United States, as well as go to, the Bahamas and pretty much everywhere, Alaska. So it's let me travel. And it's built confidence in me, man. You should always take something from whatever you do, whatever you're doing, and whatever you spend a lot of time at. If you're spending a lot of time at, you have to come away with something. In basketball, it's really taught me like determination and just hard work. And if you put in that work, what'll happen? And also, like I say, confidence. My confidence on the basketball court really transcended over to everything else I do, whether it be trying to become an entrepreneur, trying to own my own business. I take that same drive and that same focus, and I'm just as confident that I'm going to be the best at my business and what I'm trying to achieve.
Okay. What is one motto that you always live by or will continue to live by?
When I was young, my brother, I had a really close relationship with my brother, and I lost him when I was 12. So I always draw back on a lot of stuff that he would instill in me, just the hard work and like who to trust and who not to trust. But it was really, life it's really just only 10% of what happens to you. And people are like, what do you mean? That's all of life, what happens to you. But it's really 10% of what happens to you, and it's 90% of how you react to it. Because your reactions can cause consequences. So whatever happened to you, you always got to think because your reaction is bigger than whatever it is that's happening to you.
Okay. Gary, man, I want to thank you for the opportunity of sitting down and talking with you, man. I really appreciate it, and I wish the best for you in the future.
Thanks a lot.
This is Athletes Lives Network. Once an athlete, always an athlete.